Hey everybody, it's Terry here, and I figured I'm going to go ahead and do another snuff review for you. Had a little bit of downtime finally, so figured I'd better do something. Today I'm going to be reviewing Dragun Snuff by Abraxas. Now this actually was a very interesting snuff. As you can see, made in England. This is a very interesting snuff because when I first took it, I thought, well, maybe I don't like this. But I decided to go ahead and give it a few more tries. Reason being, I honestly had tried Fubar Bohica before that. And man, that was just, you want to talk about something that'll light you up. And the chili in that really just threw me for a loop. Now this, on the other hand, this is very mild compared to that. So when I decided to quit being biased and go ahead and give it a few more tries, I decided I really did like it. So here we go. Take the top off here. And I've tried probably 10 or 12 pinches of this. And this is a 15-gram container. But as you can see, even with that many pinches out of it, let's see if I can find the camera. There we go. Even with that many pinches out of it, there's really a lot left. And I swear, this stuff like fluffs up to replace what you've already taken. So, I mean, it says minimum 15 grams. I'm sure they have to compact close to 20 into here. Okay, the folks at Abraxas really do you right when it comes to the bulk of it, the weight. They sell it as 15. Like I said, I'm sure it's got to be 20 because it just seems to continue to replace itself as you take it. I mean, it's crazy. I love it. I love that about Abraxas. But it's a very, very light snuff. Not quite white, but a very, very light tan color. Okay? It's fairly fluffy. I mean, not particularly fluffy, but on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being absolutely compactable where, it'll never come back up and it's heavy and wet. I would say that, and 5 being so fluffy it bounces right out of the container, I would say this is probably a 3. So the moisture content in this, I would say, is probably medium dry. Yeah, because it's got just a hint of moisture in it, enough so that it coats your nose very well. But it's a very finely ground snuff. I mean, to me, it's just this side of a Scotch in terms of grind. You've got a medium to fine grind on this. It coats your nose very well. With that being said, let's go ahead and take some. Alright, and as Uncle Squinty usually says in his videos, I'm going to go ahead and run barefoot through my snuff, which I've actually come to truly enjoy. Alright, here we go. Oh. Whew. Sinus hit. Wow! All right. Yeah, that one. Because this is so dry, or so fine rather, and fairly dry, I took a page out of Uncle Squinty's book, and I went ahead and took a deep breath before I took it, and squinted my nose. And that actually does seem to help. Looks funny as hell, but it did seem to help. Even though my left nostril did get a pretty decent sinus hit that's making my eye tear up. But, all right, let's... See, that's the strange thing. Most snuffs that I've taken anyway, personally, when you smell it in the container, what a lot of folks are calling the tin note, now that I've lost it, there we go. When you smell it in the container, what a lot of people call the tin note, usually that's one scent, but then when you take it, you start getting all of the different scents of the snuff. The truth is, with this stuff, to me, smells exactly the same when you take it as it does in the tin. That's actually why I didn't want to do a tin note, because they're identical. Now, in the nose, it has a mild to medium burn when you first take it. Not bad at all. Very tolerable. And then the burn of the chili sets in, and the smell of the chili. You can actually smell it. And then there's the base tobacco smell. And you know, I've taken this probably a dozen times now. 12 or 13 times. And there's another scent there that I still cannot put my finger on. If anybody knows what that other, can identify what that other scent is, please leave it in the comments below so I can see what it is. But it's fairly subtle. But it's nothing like I've ever smelled before, so I can't really identify it. But those three scents really mix together very well. None of them are overpowering at all. The chili isn't overpowering, the tobacco, this other scent, they're not overpowering. They're really mellow. They just level right out, and makes it an extremely pleasant snuff to take. Oh yeah, that smell is wonderful. I love it. Now the nicotine level on this. If you're looking for nicotine, this probably isn't the snuff to take. In my opinion, it's about a medium nicotine level. Maybe a shade under that. This snuff, when you take it, you're taking it specifically for the smell, not for the nicotine. It's very pleasant, very decent to the nose. I mean, it doesn't overwhelm your senses at all. And I'd say it lasts probably 10 minutes if you're sitting inside. Again, if you go outside, it's going to last a little bit longer, probably 15 minutes. It does begin to make you salivate a little bit because of the chili. And the only real problem, the only real drawback that I have to this is the back drip. Okay, the back drip is all chili. There's nothing else. I mean, it's spicy as hell when you start to get it. So it's still manageable. Would I give this to a beginning snuffer? No, not at all. The fineness of the grind and how it'll just shoot right to your sinuses. It doesn't even go to the back of my throat. It goes straight to my sinuses and makes me cough. And once in a while sneeze. And believe me, that ain't pretty. But would I give this to a beginning snuffer? No. An experienced or even moderate snuffer, I would say yes. Again, you can find out different ways that might work for you to be able to take finer snuffs without too much difficulty, particularly without it shooting to the back of your throat, or even worse, straight to your lungs. Which I've taken a couple that went straight to my lungs, and I went into a coughing fit like mad. Of course, I was also just starting out and just trying to use it to quit smoking at the same time. But most of the snuffs that I take are primarily for the nicotine level. Like I said, I was a heavy smoker for years, and I still dip along with snuff, and I also smoke a pipe. But you know, in terms of nicotine, that's not what you're snuffing this for. You're snuffing this just for the sheer pleasant scent to the snuff, and it truly is pleasant. On a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being, oh my God, what have I done? And 5 being non-stop continuous orgasm, I would say this is probably a good solid 4. It's like I said, very pleasant to take, fairly easy to take. I definitely would recommend the snuff. It's very nice. The folks at Abraxas have done a fantastic job with this. Well, that's all I have time for the moment, so everybody have a good day. Take care.